Check 1, 2.
Alright, check.
One thing, remember, back is for flat for track mixture lean. Yep, that's good.
Okay.
Melbourne Tower, check flight 625, holding short, runway 23, requesting for departure.
Check flight 625, Melbourne Tower, back taxi for full length, approved runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Approved for
3255.
check flight 625.
Airport ATIS information, echo time 1053 Zulu 1220 at 5, visibility 10, sky conditions, ceiling 9000 broken, temperature 260.24, altimeter 29992, visual approach west stop 27 left, 27 right, runway 23 in use, approaches are being conducted 2 parallel and converging runways, attention all aircraft, hazardous weather information for Florida and coastal waters available on flight service frequencies. Use caution for increased bird activity in the vicinity of the airfield. NOTAMs 27 left center line lighting non-standard, 27 left Rios out of service. For departures, advise ground control your direction of flight, advise on initial contact with ATIS Echo.
867,
Melbourne International Airport ATIS information, echo time 1053 Zulu 1220 at 5, visibility 10, sky conditions, ceiling 9000 broken, temperature 260.24, altimeter 29992, visual approach west stop 27 left, 27 right, runway 23 in use, approaches are being conducted 2 parallel and converging runways, attention all aircraft, hazardous weather information for Florida and coastal waters available on flight service frequencies. Use caution for increased bird activity in the vicinity of the airfield. NOTAMs 27 left center line lighting non-standard, 27 left Rios out of service. VFR departures, advise ground control your direction of flight, advise on initial contact with ATIS Echo. Melbourne International Airport ATIS information, echo time 1053 Zulu 1220 at 5, visibility 10, sky conditions, ceiling 9000 broken, temperature 260.24, altimeter 29992, visual approach west stop 27 left, 27 right, runway 23 in use, approaches are being conducted 2 parallel and converging runways, attention all aircraft, hazardous weather information for Florida and coastal waters available on flight service frequencies.
There we go. So the easiest thing just to go between them is hit mic 2 because mic 2, or the comm will follow the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. It took me a second to learn that. 299 or 2, and they're using the 27s.
Alright.
Take flight 642, Melbourne ground, standby 1.
Alright, taxi area clear.
Alright.
Brake check. Good.
Excuse my reach for real quick. I'll just exit there. There we go.
Tower, November 737, November Victor holding short 2 right at Charlie, ready for departure.
Alright. Good.
Alright, parking brake set. Alright, doors closed and latched. Fuel selectors on both. Elevator trim for takeoff. 1800.
Check flight 642, ground, you clear the Okeechobee Airport as filed. On departure, maintain 2000, expect 4000
fuel
in
pump.
10 minutes. Departure will be 132.6.
Alright, increase fuel flow, increase fuel pressure. Fuel pump coming off. Okay. Alright, engine instruments are in the green. Voltage is 14.5. Magneto check. Put 2 clicks left.
Check flight 642, read back, correct, advise taxi. Sister 7 November Victor, did you call ready?
7 November Victor.
Sister 7 November Victor, proceed on course, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Alright, go back to both real quick.
On course 7 November Victor.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring it up to about 2,100 RPM.
Okay, yeah, it seemed like it was running a little rough on the 2,100?
Yep.
Okay, heard about that.
Flight 631 ground,
And
runway
then
23, taxi via 5.
bring this out a little bit past that stop.
Okay, was there anyone else that called that did not get answered?
We're all getting toasty pretty quickly. All the EGTs are about the same. I'll lean it back again. Okay, bring it back to 1,800 RPM. Alright, try just the left mag. Better.
Okay.
Yep, back to both.
Back to both. Alright, carb heat, check. Alright. And propeller.
Melbourne Tower, check flight 624, holding short, runway 23, Alpha, ready for departure.
Alright, got RPMs. Alright, and a third time looking at oil pressure. Alright, good.
Tech flight 624 back
idle check.
Clear for takeoff.
Taxi full length, 23, clear for takeoff.
Still run at idle. And call flaps are open. Alright, flight controls. Right ailerons up, left down. Right up, left down. Alright. Elevator down. Elevator up. And rudder, right rudder. Left rudder. Okay.
Melbourne Tower, Vertical 867, request frequency change.
Vertical 867 Melbourne, frequency change of
Alright, so I got Melbourne Tower, Melbourne ground.
That you can change on your own, it doesn't require permission. Have a
Probably
good
put
flight.
ground in the octave. Alright, seatbelts are fastened. Trim for takeoff. Okay, takeoff braking. So we're likely to get 27 right, which is 6,000 feet.
Yep.
Let's see, we're here. So I'm expecting to taxi via Mike Kilo down to Charlie. Alright, climb out speed, so we rotate at 60 and climb out at 80.
Yep.
Alright, and engine out procedure and plan. If we have an engine out before rotation, before 60, well actually if we're not airborne by taxi by Quebec, then we're going to abort takeoff and just stay on the ground. If we have an engine out once we're airborne and we're below 700 feet, we're just going to look straight ahead. Gentle turns, either right or left, to either try and put it down in the runway overrun area, or possibly if we do that, we'll look for the landfill. If we're above 700 feet, we should be able to make a turn back to 9 right. Okay. And that would be your controls in an emergency.
Yes, sir.
Okay, pitot heat off. Cowl flaps are open, parking brake release.
Alright, and for this we can do a VFR to the southwest.
VFR to the southwest, okay.
Yep. Information echo.
Tech flight 631, back taxi for full length approved, runway 23 at Alpha, clear for takeoff.
I ran out of lead in my pencil, so I'm using my iPad as an alternate.
Melbourne ground airport 9, I'm by Sierra 1. I'd like to enter to the movement area, mean off runway
Port 9 ground, good morning, proceed as requested.
Port 9 proceeding.
Melbourne ground, Cardinal 34287 at Big Blue with information echo, VFR to the southwest.
34287 Melbourne ground, good morning, runway 27 right, taxi via Mike Kilo Charlie.
27 right via Mike, taxi, Mike Kilo Charlie.
34287.
Cardinal 34287.
Yep. Yes, sir. Good.
All right.
So always end the transmission with the tail number.
Okay.
At least when you're given an instruction, because he has to hear the runway that you're going to, and the hold short instructions are mandatory to repeat.
Okay.
With the tail number. But that was good. I mean, it's been a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
And it's not like you do this every day.
Okay, we're clear on the right.
Yes, sir.
Clear on the left.
Nope, this way. Yeah, you're correct.
Yep.
Yeah,
27.
27
right.
like, sun's rising that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Air 74 November Golf Melbourne Tower, runway 27 left, cleared to land, wind check 240 at 6.
Nice job maintaining the center line.
As I'm starting to wobble a little bit here.
Oh, that happens when you slow down.
Melbourne ground, November 1061 X-ray at Big Blue via part of the southeast, ready to taxi with echo.
Calling ground for southeast, say again your call sign.
1061 X-ray.
This is 1061 X-ray Melbourne ground, runway 27 right, taxi via Mike Kilo Charlie.
27 right, we'll take Mike Kilo Charlie for 1061.
Alright, let's see. Before takeoff, flight controls rank alert. We're on takeoff, okay.
Yep, we're right now there.
Okay, so time record.
Echo at Big Blue with
the time showing down here.
VFR to the south.
What time is it?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you over the transmission. Right now it's 7:35.
7:35, okay. Final approach area clear.
Sorry, 7:25, there we go.
Alright,
Yeah.
clear left, clear
Yep.
right, okay. Landing light is on. Transponder alto, okay. Mixture slightly rich, we'll do that just before takeoff. We want flaps 10 degrees.
Sir.
Alright, so we're ready to switch over to tower.
Yep.
And let's see, we're holding short 27 right.
At Charlie.
At Charlie. Melbourne Tower, Cardinal 34287, holding short 27 right at Charlie, ready for departure.
Cardinal 34287, Melbourne Tower, left turn on course approved, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 27 right, we'll turn on course.
342.
34287.
Yep. Don't forget mixture.
Okay.
421, proceed as requested,
Yep.
hold short all runway.
There you go.
Right about there.
Right there.
Okay.
Here, 4 November Golf, left, disregard.
Alright, we are lined up. Power's coming in.
Yeah, 4 November Golf, left.
Alright, power is set.
That's fine.
Alright, engine instruments are green. Airspeed is alive. 50, 55, there's 60, and rotate. Pitching for 80.
Yep. Really nicely done. Trim if you have to.
Yeah, I'm going to do trim down.
Yep. Clear of any obstacles.
Alright,
Yeah.
clear of obstacles, flaps are coming up.
And accelerate to 90. Richen that slightly to get those EGTs closer to each other. Yeah, I wish they would figure that out with this guy here. Slightly rich is too rich and slightly lean is too lean. But I know there's something on our rollout, right? So the aiming point is typically 1,000 feet from the end of the runway.
Right, okay.
So we got to 60 somewhere in the middle of the aiming point, which for this size of runway is about a 150-foot block.
Okay.
So around 950, 900-ish, we were already at 60 and rotating.
Okay.
So shows you pretty good performance here.
Okay.
But something to remember too is we're not starting at the very end of the runway. We were starting somewhere in the middle, just past the threshold by the time we got started. So really, our ground roll was maybe,
Short 27 right at Charlie.
I don't know, 700 feet or less.
1 X-ray Melbourne Tower, runway 27 right.
All right, 1,000-foot checks.
Alright, we're going 25 inches and 2,500 RPM.
Yep, remember 25 first on the manifold pressure, then the prop.
Number 2332 Echo, hold
And we can turn on course at 1,000. Yep.
Calling Melbourne Tower, say again.
Melbourne Tower, number 2332 Echo, holding short 27 right at Charlie, ready for departure.
System 2332 Echo, Melbourne Tower, hold short, runway 27 right.
Short 27 right, 322
That's good right about there. Do you notice any difference with the roll?
I have not noticed it yet.
Airborne approaching midfield will make a left turn to the south, left turn on course approved, runway.
Let's bring it up to 2,000 feet.
Okay.
Course approved, 2332 Echo, 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Actually, hands off. Yeah, it's starting to roll a little bit.
Not as bad as it was before.
But yeah. Yeah, it is better. 21 inches and 2100 RPM.
2300.
21, 23. That's
Yes, sir.
right.
Yep. Alright, very nice.
Number tower, check plate 645.
So, before we introduce anything like emergency descent, which for the AFH is a 45-degree descent at basically the bottom of the yellow arc. We're trying to descend quickly like if there was emergency. I think we're going to just focus on the glide right now.
Okay.
So, assuming that we have an engine off condition, right?
Okay.
Or a emergency where we don't have an engine. So of course, after we go ABCs, airspeed, the first immediate thing you want to do is conserve your airspeed. So we're not going to balloon up our altitude until we get to 85. We're just going to let the airplane stay at the altitude and slow down until we get to 85 and trim it for that, so we can do more or less hands-on, or hands-off flight. Let me go.
In the vicinity of.
There we go. So first thing is your airspeed. Second thing is your best place to land. So once you have your airspeed and your best place to land, then we can do the checklist. And the place to land is very important.
Turning westbound, remaining at
So
200 feet.
let's go over to Kurtz Field.
Okay.
Alright, so it's right there, yeah.
That white building over there, I think.
Lake, 2,500 feet, headed northbound, Hotel West.
I'm just going to lean this guy out, see what that does here. Okay, they're starting to get warm again. How does the rudder feel with the trim in the middle?
Pretty good. Let's go a little bit to the right.
I'm curious if a little bit of left rudder trim will help that out, so let me...
Alright, that seems better. Left rudder. Okay. Yeah, I've got my feet off the rudder right now.
It flies slightly uncoordinated. So it's funny, you need a little bit of left rudder to bring that wing around faster just to lift it up a little bit. I know they're going to work on this, but that's not too much. That's not even full left rudder trim like it was originally in this aircraft. I'll go ahead and get our strobes on so we're just visible. Hotel West Praxair Cardinal 34287, 2,000 feet over Kurtz Field, emergency descents and glides. My controls just for a minute.
Alright, your controls.
Alright, my controls. Yeah, seems to be doing okay with that, yeah. Okay, so here we are over Kurtz Field. Do you have your emergency checklist with you there?
Possibly check flight 604.
Alright.
To the west of.
So whenever we do these, we're just going to go prop full, carbine out, and then gently reduce the throttle. A little bit of a backfire there, but that's alright. Your controls.
Alright, my controls. And we're looking for 85?
Yep. Trim as you need to maintain 85.
South Praxair, Skyfly 112, 4,000 feet, heading southbound 4 miles offshore of Bean Sebastian, Chandels, south.
Okay.
Alright, best place to land.
Best place to land. I'm thinking these fields look okay, but maybe right on the other side of this road over here.
All right, so let's start navigating there.
So, and we would be on.
We're already
we're
facing
on a base.
into the wind.
We're basic. Okay.
Yeah, because we took off facing to the west. Winds are coming from the west.
All right.
And we can check that with any sort of things like smoke, a lake, see if there's any trees blowing or a flagpole. And then this thing does think like a rock. It's definitely not like a 172.
Yeah.
We'll recover by, now, we'll just go ahead and recover now. Normally it's okay to recover by about 800 to 500 feet, but since this thing sinks like a rock, we'll go ahead and recover.
Okay.
So,
now, you think we would make it to that field?
Yeah, actually here, let me take a look here.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'll bring us down to 500 feet. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's screaming at its terrain. So 85, yeah. Yeah, we would absolutely make that from here.
Okay, yeah.
And this is all the way idle.
Okay.
So at this point I would apply flaps 10, and I'm going to go ahead and recover now. There we go. And it's raining all of a sudden.
Headed southwestbound, 2,500. You know, Tech Flight 638 is about 3 miles off the shoreline, headed northbound, just north of radiation, switch on approach last call, or any of.
North Hotel East traffic, Tech Flight 612 is over radiation, just departed from Melbourne. We are 2,400, climbing 3,000 feet over the beach line, heading southbound.
What's up, practice area, Sky Flight 112, approaching the Sebastian Inlet, heading northbound, 4,500, lazy 8, south of south.
Alright, 90 to 100. So we'll get some more altitude just so we can practice that glide a little bit longer because that was curtailed pretty quickly.
Okay.
So I'll describe this to you as I keep climbing this thing up here. Yeah, so that was really good. Airspeed, best place to land, then checklists, right? So just remember, floor to the door, so you'll have to start memorizing those things.
Okay.
It's okay to have those things memorized.
Okay.
And then that's why we have the checklist, and that's also why we have a lot of mnemonics and acronyms and things like that that help us remember what we have to do. So airspeed, best place to land, checklist by memory, and then complete the actual checklist.
Okay.
And so we're going right to the, and I separated these by fires, engine problems, and electric problems. And the first thing in engine there is engine failure.
On stalls, hotel west.
There we go, 1500. That'll just keep us coming up.
Delta North traffic, Skyflight 427, setting up for 8 on pylons over the sod farms, Delta North.
But yeah, we definitely could have made that field.
Alright.
So there's a really good book that's actually changed the way I think about a lot of things with flight instructing or just manipulating an airplane in general. The book's called Stick and Rudder.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's, and he talks about the emergency glide. You know, a lot of people try to do slips, like side slips to get down, or sorry, forward slips to get down without an increase in their airspeed, but they just decrease their altitude quickly. That's fine usually when you're closer to the field, but it's harder to judge that once you're farther out. And a common misconception is if you want to stretch your glide, which people say you can't do, which you can and cannot do, you really actually want to push your nose down. You don't want to slow up more because you'll start overshooting stuff with a faster speed. But that's at a cost of altitude.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's interesting some of the stuff that he explains in that book. So let's get it up to 3,000 here. Yeah, the clouds are definitely permitting for that, so. So you can see it's definitely coming from the west. That smoke out there shows that we're pushing it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. And some people with this whole ABC thing that I'm telling you about, they even say ABCD. So airspeed, best place to land, checklist, and then declare an emergency on 121.5.
3,000 feet over the beach line of Beam Valkaria, heading southbound. Going to be doing some slow flight.
2,500.
Radio check. No one can hear you.
Can't hear you.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad no one can hear.
Hotel Westpac, Sierra Cardinal 34287, 3,000 feet over Kurtz Field, emergency descents. Alright, here we are. I'll just bring us up a little bit higher. We'll get to the end of Kurtz Field and turn around.
What it is field.
So west traffic, check flight 624, 2,500 feet eastbound over street patterns, Hotel West.
Alright, there we are.
Hotel East, tech flight 629, 2000 over the I-95 at Beam Valkaria, west of it, headed northeastbound towards Radiation, Hotel East.
Hotel East, Hotel West traffic 1061 X-ray, just north of Valkaria, 1,000 feet, headed westbound. We're going to be doing some ground reference maneuvers, Hotel West, Hotel East traffic.
Alright, so your controls, or actually, my controls, I'll create the emergency first.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that part.
Okay.
Alright, and I'll just use this as a clearing turn here. Didn't see anyone out over there
Okay.
while we were climbing. I have one guy over there, but he's maneuvering away from us. Another guy, 1,000 feet above us, opposite direction, but he's going to be no factor by the time. Oh, he's no factor even now.
Oh, there he is.
Alright, no factor. That's fine. Alright, your controls.
Alright, my controls. Alright, engines out. We're going to pitch for 85. Alright, and we'll select a landing area here.
I would start aiming for something like those fields over there or even that road.
West traffic, tech flight 624
So,
over street patterns,
a
2,000
trick with selecting the landing areas, right? So you don't necessarily always want a farm field, especially here in Florida, because these farm fields are usually tall grass, flooded, and let's watch our speed there. Right, so they're tall grass, flooded, which can cause the aircraft to flip over. You also don't want necessarily to land on a road, because what's next to roads? Power lines, fences, things like that. So some not fun stuff to get into.
Alright, so you think we could make this field straight ahead?
Absolutely.
Yeah, alright. Alright, very good. A little bit slow. Alright, so landing area selected. We're going to do carb heat on. Fuel selectors on both. Ignition switches on both. Primary
Missed one there, number 5.
Locked. Mixture rich.
84,
Yep.
5000 southbound of beam.
So we're not going to do that because it'll foul up the engine here, so we'll just leave it a little bit rich. Yep.
So left 233 check goes over to blue type of site.
Alright, so forced landing procedure execute.
So 6, make sure ignition switch is on both or on start if the prop is stopped.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, primer is in and locked because the primer can flood the engine. And then now forced landing execute without power.
Okay.
Assuming it doesn't work.
And forced landing.
And the last thing that to add to that is remember the declare part. So you would go 121.5 or something more reasonable. We're already near Melbourne Tower. They monitor 121.5, but it's more likely that you're able to get a hold of them than someone on 121.5. So I would just call Melbourne Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it'll be mayday, mayday, mayday.
Yep.
Cardinal 34287, engine out.
And then you can say your location, which
we're
would be
about 6 or 7 miles southwest of.
Easiest thing to do, direct, enter. Waypoint, enter. So Melbourne Airport, and usually it'll tell us here, 14 miles.
14 miles, okay.
So here we are coming up, perfect, 1,000 feet, we're still doing good.
And wind is from the west, so we are into the wind.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, and I want to stay a little bit to the left, I think, of these puddles over here.
Yep, that would be fine.
Between the puddles and the trees.
Yep.
Or the ponds.
So honestly, at this point, we could start slowing it up and applying flaps. So if you want, we can go down to 500 feet. Okay. So let's go flaps 10.
Okay, so we go flaps 10.
3,000 feet.
Alright, and then you start executing like a normal landing.
Alright, so normal landing, we're at 70 miles an hour.
Yep, let's go flaps 20 and 30 as well.
Flaps 20. And we could go full flaps, there's 70 miles an hour.
Yep, 70. Cool. And there's 500, so my controls.
Alright, your controls.
Positive rate, flaps coming up. It's cool that the FLTA is actually working very nicely.
Yeah. So it does look like that would have been a little bit rough there with the...
Yeah, with some of the small trees. There's also the dirt road there.
A little swampy and small trees, but yeah. We would have made it.
Absolutely. The other thing you can do is, you can accept a crosswind. So a crosswind just means that you'll have to now fight a crosswind with an emergency landing, but the road going east-west there didn't look like it had any fences along it. There's obviously no power lines. So actually that'd probably be a preferable place, is that road.
Okay.
Alright, 1,000-foot checks. We'll go 25 by 25.
Super 442.
And engine mentioned everything looked green, so we're good there.
Super 442, wondering if we could get a 15-minute extension for some delayed vectors.
How do you feel about that?
Thank you for the help.
I feel pretty good about that.
So we can even go to the point that we can practice, and this is not required for the private pilot, but I would not feel good as an instructor just teaching you, okay, this is how we do an emergency glide and descent, but then actually not executing a real landing without, because that's the whole point, is make sure you can actually get down and land on the spot. So normally they do this for commercial licenses, things called power off 180s, which is basically you're pulling the power to idle when you're beam the numbers and then landing on a specified spot, not before and no more than 200 feet after.
Okay.
So later in our training we can absolutely do something like that, but what my instructor would do with me is we would go to 3,000 feet over Valkaria, full power, and I'd have to spiral down, stay over my point, get to a high key position, and then land without power from that point. So usually I'd fly to some point in the downwind, and then make sure I could execute the landing. We'll go ahead and do that another time there. Let's see here, no power lines along that road. Nope. I wonder what these people think out here that live near these farms. Like, why are these guys always coming down here? Because Melbourne flight training's out here, FIT's always out here. I don't think they've complained yet.
West traffic, type flight 631 is over the farm fields descending 2,200 to 1,000. We're going to be doing turns around a point over the 2 white barns and the 1 green barn in the center of the farm fields. Hotel West.
Hotel West, practice area Cardinal 34287, 2,300 for 3,000 feet over Kurtzfield. We're going to be doing emergency descents and engine out procedures. So how do you feel about that? You're doing pretty good with that. One thing I would suggest is, and I'll just simulate one here, and I'll pick a different point, just so we're not beating the same horse here.
All right.
And you can kind of see how the process will usually go.
Okay.
Hotel West traffic, type flight 260, about 4 miles north of Cypress Lake. 3,500 descending to 3,000, flying eastbound, transition to the east.
Alright, let's say we're to have my engine out right now. So, go prop full, carbine out, and then just gently back it to idle.
Traffic, 12 o'clock.
Traffic, 12 o'clock.
Oh.
You see them?
Is that a... Maybe it's not. I see something straight. Maybe that's on the ground. Something white right ahead. No, that...
I don't see it yet. No.
It's on the ground. Never mind.
Okay, no worries.
False alarm.
That's alright. So immediately to 85 knots and trimmed up. And while I was doing that, I was already maneuvering for what I would think is a good point. So that road over there looks like we would overshoot it. The road that's before the power lines.
Okay.
Right. So we're a little high, but that's fine. I'd rather have plenty of altitude. So A, B, C, checklist. So I know fuel selector valve on both, mixture full rich, prop full, throttle crack, carb heat out. And then, let's see, fuel shutoff valve is in and locked, primers in and locked, start, nothing. Then I actually go ahead and do the checklist. Okay. So engine failure, airspeed 85. Landing area selected, fuel selector valve on both, mixture is full rich, ignition switch both or start, primers in and locked, force landing now, execute. So, now the last part of this, let's go ahead and flick on the ELT. Okay. So you just put this to on. So now on 121.5 we go pew, 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 and it's broadcasting your GPS position.
Okay.
And then of course I would call up either 121.5 or Melbourne Tower. Melbourne Tower is the closest facility that can do anything, right? Because 121.5 Melbourne's listening to, Orlando's listening to, Vero Beach is listening to, so they're the closest. I might as well call them. Right? Okay. So we could definitely make this from here. Thinking it'd almost be better to select the road going that way, north-south, and accept the crosswind.
Hotel traffic, tech flight.
And the other nice thing too, so right, we know it's a dirt road. Let's see, on this section there is some power lines. So maybe some point along the road or adjacent to the road. But going near people usually helps out because, right, they are obviously going to, they see an airplane on the ground in an unusual place. They're going to stop and come and check out what's going on.
Right.
Right. So we definitely could make this from here. And just because there's some houses and stuff, even though it says 500 feet, I'm going to respect their early morning and not buzz them. So here we go, full power. Engine instruments are green. And we're climbing away at best rate of climb. I'll slow this down to 25 since we're already at 1,000. And it's funny, as a pilot going through everything from 2018 all the way to now, I was never so paranoid about finding an emergency spot to land in until I got to like my CFI point, and I don't know what the switch was, but it just clicked to me. It's like every time I'm flying somewhere now, I'm always like, where can I glide to? You know, same thing with takeoffs.
Yeah.
You can see we can go a pretty good bit of distance at 85. Glide ratio in this thing's about 7 to 1 from the POH there. And here's another interesting thing. So a lot of your speeds change depending on your weight, so you can actually calculate what best glide would be for your given weight. Same thing like you can calculate your stall speed, you can also calculate your takeoff and landing distances. It all is based off of weight, because weight translates into I need more lift, so I need more speed.
Okay.
Right, so it's not really a speed necessarily that you're flying, but an angle of attack.
Okay.
Alright, we're doing good on time right now. It's 8 o'clock. Do you want to do one more emergency glide? I think we can simulate that over at Valkaria, because if we go to Valkaria, we can get fuel, do a couple of takeoffs and landings, and head back.
That sounds good.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and give you the controls here in the climb. So your controls.
All right, my controls.
And you can stop us off at 3,000 feet, and we'll head over towards Valkaria.
Okay.
Southwest 443, your release here is all house 1 okay.
1
Hotel East, India South traffic, tech flight 260, 2100, power off, stall, eastbound. Hotel East, India South.
Hotel West Praxair, Cardinal 34287, departing Crutchfield to the east at 3,000 feet, heading to Valkaria, Hotel East, Hotel West. So it's actually kind of interesting, some of the cruise configurations. I'll show you a little example of Cardinal's speed here. So your control still, just keep us at 3,000. Okay. Retrim is required, but we can go ahead and put this to 24. Go back, that changed quickly.
Being abandoned southbound 2300, climbing 25, simulated cross country of Chobe, Hotel East.
Alright. It's like a fine line there. Let's see where it is. Alright, 2360, 2370, 80, 90. And it just shoots up 80 points. That's fine. Okay, so let's set it to about 23, 24. You can even go 24, 24. So just keep 3,000 feet and retrim as you need.
Skyline up, Skyflight 206, requesting runway full stop. 206 up, finally, you're ready for your solo one. Appreciate it, yeah, the fuel took to go out, thank you. Skyflight 206.
And if you need a lot of nose down trim, that's perfectly fine. We're pretty light, so...
Eagle up, brittle 6-9er.
But look at our speed right here.
Oh yeah.
Zipping along pretty well.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got a guy 500 foot below us. Then about 1 mile now, looking off.
I think I see him over here at about 11 o'clock.
Yep, no factor.
Bases 2,000, top 7,000.
Looks like FIT.
Yep.
Southwest traffic, tech flight 609 is just to the northwest of Penn Island. At 2,000 feet, same level flight, hopefully to the west.
Hotel East, Hotel West traffic, tech flight 648 to be.
Alright, so there's abandoned. And Valkaria should be over this way somewhere.
So actually I can see it, it's just kind of the glint of the sun off the river and ocean's hiding it.
Okay.
Right towards there. So let's go ahead. And let's listen to the weather at Valkaria. So their weather would be
119.525.
Yep.
And
we can just do that in the number 2 comm.
Other aircraft on flight 2 seconds.
Yep, swap that over.
100, temperature 2, 6, dew point 2, 6, altimeter 2, 9er, 9er, 3. Remarks. Density altitude 1, 3, 2, 0.
Transient tie-downs park on the blacktop ramp area immediately east of the terminal building. Do not park on the flight line.
Valkaria Airport. Automated weather observation. 1205 Zulu. Wind 240 at 03.
240, so we're going to use runway 28. So go ahead and put the Unicom in for Valkaria.
Alright, Valkaria.
Temperature 2, 6.
122.725.
Yes, sir.
Altimeter 2, 9er, 9er, 3. Remarks. Density altitude 1330.
Transient tie-downs.
04/10 moving at west. Science runway 28, Valkaria traffic.
And what we're going to go ahead and do is fly to the south along 95 here just for a minute. We're going to enter from the south side.
Alright.
Runway 28, Valkaria.
And we'll just give ourselves some space for descent.
Valkaria traffic, 739 Charlie Alpha, turning downwind to runway 28, Valkaria.
So we see Valkaria there.
Okay. Runway 28, okay. So we're going to want to get over here.
Yep, so we're going to hang out over here. We'll enter the 45 instead of the normal flyover at 1,500 feet or 2,000 like we normally do. And we'll just call and we'll just be observant and see where everyone is.
Traffic 737 November Victor departing to the north. That's off.
So let's go ahead and apply carb heat. Alright. And let's reduce power to about 18 inches. Manifold pressure. And I'll lean this out because it's getting a little rough there. Cool. And just to send it a comfortable speed, like 100 miles an hour, that's fine. And we're going to enter the 45 degrees to the downwind from here, so I'll go ahead and give them a call. Okay, air traffic Cardinal 34287 is 6 miles to the southwest, 3,000 feet, descending to 1,500. We're going to be joining the 45 left downwind for runway 28 Valkaria.
Alright, so... Alright, so we want to go ahead and make our turn here?
Yep, so we're going to make a descending turn. Alright, and I'll go ahead and get a before or descent checklist for you. Sorry, it's my fault, I should have advised that. Alright, descent mixture is adjusted, power is required, carb heat is on, 8 is ASOS we have, altimeter set, landing light is already on, so we are good to go. So go ahead and reduce a little bit more power.
Okay, air traffic, number 6.
Wrapped up about an inch.
Tango is 5 miles to the west, going to be entering a 45 downwind, runway 28, Valkaria. Valkaria traffic, 739 Charlie Alpha, turning final for runway 28, Valkaria.
Air traffic Cardinal 34287 is 4 miles to the southwest at 2,500 feet descending. We're going to be joining left downwind, a 45 degree entry for runway 28 Valkaria. Alright, so we can pull back, yeah, more power, that's fine. And you can go full on the prop since we're already at this point. We're going to go right into the downwind. Yep. Alright, and there's some traffic that should just be taking off.
Okay. Is this a good place to turn downwind?
Go ahead. Okay, air traffic Cardinal 34287 is joining left downwind runway 28 Valkaria. Obviously we're doing this quite high, not quite at pattern altitude, but we're announcing our intentions and I'm looking out for the traffic there and we're in a good spot because there's no one else around. It looks like everyone else is basically going home. If you want, we can try to make this like a power off 180.
Alright.
So I can help you out from here. So let's slow up to 85.
Valkaria traffic, 739 Charlie Alpha.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get flaps 10.
Alright, flaps 10.
And then turn slightly in towards the runway. Let's aim for 85. Yep. Alright, start turning a little bit more, and I'll just go ahead and announce that we're turning a base here. Valkaria traffic Cardinal 34287, turning left base, runway 28, Valkaria. Alright, go ahead and apply flaps 20. We'll just see what this does for us here, and let's keep 85. We'll get to regular landing speed here. Power off 180s are always fun, and if it doesn't work out for us, we'll just execute a regular landing.
Alright. Left crosswind for 28, Valkaria traffic.
Alright. Go ahead and start turning us in towards the runway now, so I'm looking at the intersection, so if it starts moving away from us, that means we're descending. If it starts moving in towards us, that means we're a little high and fast, so that's fine. Square it up right here. Yep. Yep, so I'd go straight for a second until we get lined up. Let's go ahead and flaps 30. We can definitely make that.
Traffic 739 Charlie Alpha, left downwind for 28, Valkaria traffic.
And we can slow up to 70 is fine. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, final runway 28 Valkaria, full stop. So at this point you can see that we're very high.
Yeah.
So there's two things we can do. We can execute a side slip, or we can just let the speed continue to bleed off. Right, so you bring it to 65, that steepens up the descent profile a little bit. There we go, staying coordinated. Good. We're definitely making the field, but we're not making our spot.
Alright.
But that's alright. Alright. Lower the nose, a little bit of speed again. Yep, there we go. So we can just keep this at 65. And we'll make this a full stop. We'll get fuel and head back.
Alright.
But lower the nose. Alright, so you're going to execute your flare and round out like normal, and I'll be here on the controls with you. So, good. Yep, hold. And just let the nose come down, because we don't have power, remember? Yay, that's alright. Alright, that's good, man. Alright, and center line. There we go.
Traffic 739
Well,
Charlie Alpha,
in an emergency, we would have made the field.
Yeah.
Cool. So you can add some power in if you want, and we'll just taxi to Echo 2 there, get some fuel, and then we can do another takeoff and landing if you want.
Yeah.
That wasn't a bad landing, man. It
was alright, yeah. A little hard, but
hey,
it was
survivable.
It was, yeah.
And the airplane's still usable.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we are coming up on Echo 2. Alright, go ahead and exit here. Valkaria traffic Cardinal 34287 is clear of runway 28 on Echo 2, taxiing to fuel Valkaria. Alright, after landing checklist.
Going around on runway 28, Valkaria traffic.
After landing, flaps are tracked. Mixture lead. Alright, landing lights off. Carb heat off.
Alright, there we go. And before we fuel, I want to actually check these values here, because I keep watching that, and the left one's always burning more than the right one.
Okay.
Valkaria traffic 739.
Because a difference of a difference of 6 gallons, let's see, 6 by 6, that's 36 pounds of difference.
Okay, yeah, they started out even.
Yeah.
In fact, it almost looks like we haven't burned any on the right tank.
Yep.
And we're set to both.
And we are set to both indeed. So we'll check that out.
Valkaria traffic 739 Charlie Alpha, turning downwind for runway 28, Valkaria traffic.
Alright, so my controls.
Okay, your controls.
Controls. I'll just get us to the fuel from here. It's also nice that they included the bank card, because that allows us to actually practice fueling. This is something that most private pilots don't get to do.
Yeah, self-service.
Yeah. Alright, so just park that. The wing will clear all obstacles and everything, right? And this is good right about here.
Okay.
Alright, so back to 1200. Alright, your controls.
Okay, my controls. Parking brake is set. Parking brake set, we're at 1200, transponder still on, avionics and PFD off.
739 Charlie Alpha, turning base.
There we go.
Alright, check.
Check 1, 2, got you loud, clear. So we'll go mixture lean. That's, yep, keep going. And I'm going to put this over to right tank. Alright. Fuel pressure remains the same. Gallons per hour goes down and goes up again. Well, it always seems to do that. That's fine. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go over to the run-up area on Bravo real quick. Or actually, yeah, we'll do the right thing. We'll go over to Bravo. Alright, so I'll tell you where to go.
Okay.
Alright, your controls.
Alright, my controls.
Air traffic cardinal 34287 is taxiing from the fuel depot to the run-up area on Bravo via Alpha Valkaria. Alright, we're clear on the right, clear on the left, okay. So we're going to go over here, right on Alpha. That guy's funny. It's a lot of work managing an airport, and he does everything around here.
Oh, wow.
He's repainted the stripes, he's done changing the light bulb on the beacon. Alright, so we're just going to go past this guy and then a little bit ahead of him. Yep, so we'll just go to the other side of the, where the pavement's kind of consistent.
Okay. Over here?
Yep. Let's face into this corner here. That should give them enough space. Yep, that's good. We'll face into the wind, which is a little bit towards our right. There we go. Cool.
Alright, parking brake is set.
Good.
Alright, engine run up, parking brake set, doors are closed and latch, fuel selector is on the right. On the right this time.
But it is working because we went from 24.5 to 24.1, so I just want to see that it falls. Once it gets to 23.99, or 23.9.9, I'll call that good.
Okay.
So I'll just let you do the run up as normal.
Okay, we're trimmed for takeoff, we're going to go up to 1800. Alright, fuel pump. Fuel pump on, fuel flow, fuel pressure both increase, fuel pump off, and it comes back down. Alright, let's do a mag check. 2 clicks left. Alright, left mag out, 1700, so that's 100 RPM drop. Back to both. 1800, left mag. That's 1710, 90 drop, okay. Back to both. Alright, let's check carb heat. Alright. Do a prop cycle. Alright, Alright, there's manifold pressure. Now watching RPMs. Alright, coast down and back up. And oil pressure. Okay. And do an idle check. Alright, good. Back to 1200. Alright, call flaps are open. Alright. Flight controls. Left aileron up. Right down. Right up. Left down, okay. Stabilizer down. And up. Okay, and rudder. Right rudder. And left rudder.
Valkaria traffic, Cessna 886
All flight controls are free and correct.
28 for full length, staying in the pattern, Valkaria traffic.
Okay, we got our radio set.
Yep.
Seat belts are fastened.
Seatbelts are fastened.
Okay, trim is set. Flaps. Alright. Alright, takeoff briefing. What's...
Runway 28, 4,000 feet of runway available. If we're not rotating by Bravo taxiway, which is what we're on right now, then we're going to abort the takeoff. And then any engine problems after that, we have the rest of the runway and not much else we can do.
Okay.
So, perhaps a descending turn to the right, land on runway 14.
Okay.
That's the best we can do. That's the shortest distance there. A little bit more than 180, but it's doable if we had to, or just land back on runway 10.
Okay.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn around backwards on Bravo here, back onto Alpha.
Okay.
So let's make this left turn. Alright.
Alright, parking brake is off, and we are clear behind and to the right.
Brakes are doing their job, huh?
They are.
That's good. That's good. Alright, and then we'll go right here on Alpha.
Okay.
Valkaria traffic, Cessna 8866 uniform, departing 28, staying in the pattern, Valkaria traffic.
Soft field takeoff technique, but I'm sure that was almost a tail slide there.
Huh.
Really nice soft field takeoff technique. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287 back, taxiing runway 28, full length, staying in the pattern for 1 lap, Valkaria.
Alright, we're clear on the left.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and put this on, what do you call it? Right both.
Okay. Both, but to the right side of both?
Yep.
Clear left.
Nicely done. Sheesh, man.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, we are ready for takeoff here. Final approach area clear. Landing light is on.
86 uniform, left cross.
Transponder is set. Mixture rich.
Slightly, yep. So we'll go ahead. Yeah, you can go. That's good there. And flaps 10.
And we have flaps 10.
Alright. And I'll make a radio call.
Alright.
Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287 departing runway 28, staying in the pattern. Valkaria.
Alright, power's coming in.
Good job on that left rudder pressure as soon as we're going there.
And power is set. Engine instruments are green. Airspeed is alive. Looking for 60.
Traffic Cessna 886.
There's 50.
Downwind for 2.
And 60,
And
there we go.
60. Rotate.
And those were the 1,000-foot blocks that we saw there. Yep. Lower
Try
that
and
nose.
get to 80.
Yep. Clear of any obstacles at this point.
We're about over the trees here. Okay, flaps are coming up. And we'll go for 90.
And while you fly the pattern here, if you want, you can make the radio calls as well. So remember, when we get to 700 feet, we can turn our crosswind.
Alright.
Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287's in the departure leg for runway 28, staying in the pattern, Valkaria. This terrain's all funky.
Alright, so Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, turning left crosswind, runway 28, Valkaria.
Very good, man. And I'll bug our runway for us here. We're using 28.
There's 1,000 feet.
Uniform, left base 28, Valkaria traffic.
And we're not concerned about the prop. We'll just leave it full, and we'll bring the power back to 19.
29er Yankee Hotel,
Yep.
2 miles south of the field. They're flying 2,500, transiting to Melbourne, Valkaria traffic.
Alright, about here.
Yep.
Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, turning left downwind, Valkaria. Alright, runway 28.
That's alright, man.
Valkaria
Alright, let's stay coordinated. There we go.
One final 28, Valkaria traffic.
Alright, pre-landing checklist. So before landing, mixture set, fuel selectors on both.
Fuel selectors on.
The seatbelts are fastened, props high RPM.
Alright, RPM. Okay, and we're a beam our touchdown points. I'm going to go back to 1500.
Yep, don't forget carb heat.
15 inches, curb heat on. And begin a descent at 90.
Yes, sir. Once we get in the white arc, we can go flaps 10.
Cessna 886 uniform, departure left.
Alright, so I'll go flaps 10.
Staying in the pattern, Valkaria traffic.
Well, this is a good point to turn our base from.
Alright. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, turning left base, runway 28, Valkaria.
Alright, we're on base.
Alright, base, flaps 20.
Yes, sir.
And pitching for 80.
Valkaria traffic, Cessna 8866 uniform, left downwind 28, Valkaria traffic.
Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, turning final, runway 28, Valkaria. Alright, we're going to go flaps 30 and slow down to 70.
Yep. Alright, and then let's get rid of their aiming point. That's alright, so go ahead and just put the nose down.
Alright.
There we go. So remember, pitch for your airspeed, power for your altitude. So for low, go ahead and add some power.
Yeah, okay.
Right. But pitch for 70 when you do that. So when you add power, you're normally going to have to pull the nose back a little bit.
Alright.
Alright. And see, now we're back on glide slope again, so we can reduce that power again and just pitch for 70. So just whatever power gets you to your aiming point. And are we still using the intersection of the runways?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Alright, pitching for 70. Good. A little less power. There we go, still pitching for 70. And I'm just feeling the controls with you. Alright, do you see how that aiming point went right below us?
Yeah.
So just go ahead and reduce power. Yeah, there we go.
Traffic, Cessna 8866.
And that's fine, we'll just make this full stop taxi back again and go back to Melbourne. Alright. And on us from this point, go ahead, round out, power idle, and then just hold off the nose. Yep, a little too much, but that's alright. My controls.
Alright, here.
There we go. So, we flared a little high, but that's alright.
Okay.
And when you pull out that power, you can still let it settle and then use this. I'll try and demonstrate one over in Melbourne. So I know we're practicing a kind of a more block technique of, alright, we're going to get to our aiming point and fly with a little bit of power.
Uh-huh.
It's a good technique, but the error in my instructing with that is at shorter fields, you don't have room to negotiate that. So the quicker you can get to your round out point with power is fine.
Uh-huh.
But as soon as you get to your round out point, we're going to start practicing reducing that throttle and then starting to pitch that nose back gently and just use whatever remaining speed we have to both descend, cushion, and then flare.
Okay.
Yeah. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, clear of runway 28, taxiing back to 28 via Echo 2 and Alpha, Valkaria. Alright.
Valkaria traffic, Cessna 8866 uniform.
If you want, I can demonstrate one in the pattern real quick, and then we'll make it a touch and go and go back there.
Okay.
And it's also a comfort thing with this aircraft, because this does fly and approach a good bit faster than a 172 for two reasons. A, you have the wings that have, realistically speaking, more undesirable stall characteristics, right, for a training plane. So they don't have a nice flat bottom and curved top. They're both curved, right, the top and the bottom. So it's a slippery wing. You can get into a stall at a higher speed compared to one that's curved on just the top and flat on the bottom, or both have a positive curve, right, versus a symmetrical curve.
Okay.
The second thing is, with how low the tail is, you need some speed anyway, because the more you slow down, the more you're pitching up, but that can induce a tail strike, as I've seen before with one student.
Okay.
In this aircraft, which is the second thing we have to be aware of. So it's kind of interesting landing this aircraft the technique that we started off with, where we're coming down with power to the aiming point, or using power to get us to the aiming point. That's all fine and good, but once we get to the aiming point, we should be able to go ahead and reduce the power, and then and it takes some judgment, or finesse if you want to call it that, go from round out into the flare, and we're coming down in a descent gently. So I'll go ahead and just demonstrate one real quick in the pattern. And we'll just do an intersection takeoff.
Okay.
Alright, mixture is still as we had it before. Landing lights on. I'll go ahead and configure for flaps 10, transponder 1200 out. Now I'm looking, there's no one in the pattern and all that, guys, off the end of the runway.
886 uniform crossing 2810, Valkaria traffic.
Alright, he called crossing, so I'm going to wait and see what he does.
Valkaria traffic, Cessna 8866 uniform, clear of 2810, Valkaria traffic.
Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287 is departing runway 28 from Alpha, departing at Alpha short field. And we're going to be staying in the pattern Valkaria. Alright, so here we go. Get lined up with the runway. We'll go ahead, brakes on full, and we'll increase power just gently. Make sure everything's in the green, which it is. We'll release the brakes. Engine instruments are green, airspeed's now alive. $50, and there's 60. Rotate. Clear of any obstacles, we'll go ahead, flaps up, accelerate to 90. Valkaria traffic. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287 is in the departure leg for runway 28, staying in the pattern Valkaria. Alright, 700 feet. Look left, clear left, and turn left.
Delivery traffic, South 110, 4 miles, clearing, runway 2000,
Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, turning left, cross on runway 28, Valkaria. Alright, there's 1,000 feet, so go ahead, lower the nose. Let speed build up for a second, we'll bring this manifold pressure back to about 19. Clear left. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, turning left, downwind runway 28, Valkaria. pre-landing checklist mixture is set, prop is full, landing lights on, carb heat, we'll do that as we require, and flaps as required. Alright, we're beam our touchdown point, so we're going to go ahead carb heat, and back to 15 inches of manifold pressure, and just hold this off a little bit. There we go, so in the white arc, flaps 10, and keep holding the nose back until we get to 90. Lower the nose and descend at 90. Alright, trim as required. Once it's about 45 degrees behind us, the intersection of the runway, so it's about 30, 45, there we go. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287 turning left base runway 28 Valkaria. Alright, so still keeping for 90 until I get turned all the way around. Alright, once I get here, go ahead, flaps 20. And pitching for 80. So if you have to hold back a little bit, right, and reduce power as you need. There we go, there's 80. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287 turning final runway 28 Valkaria. Alright, so we're doing good so far. We'll go flaps 30, pull a bit of power and slope to 70. Alright, there we go, and add some power back in to keep our glide slope, or I should say our glide path. Get back on center line. And I'm just making sure that that intersection of the runways doesn't move.
Okay.
Right? So every once in a while, checking my speed, so I'm a little fast, raise nose, slightly power out, there we go. So we start sinking, add some power back in. Alright, a little fast, so pull out some power, pitch up that nose again. And I'm just going to keep this all the way until I get right over top of that spot, those intersections of the runways.
Okay.
Right? So here we are. Once we get to our aiming point, we'll go ahead and bring the nose up, power out, and just gently let it settle. There we go. So a little bit rougher, but it works better for a short field.
Okay.
Which will work on those techniques. It's almost like trying to land on an aircraft carrier. But you can do, and it's inappropriately termed the chop and drop, but a lot of people call it that. So the chop and drop technique is okay, but it can lead to a rougher landing versus easing it out with power once it's settled. But in a place like Valkaria, if we want to start doing more of the touch and goes, and that just kind of prevents time taxiing back. And touch and goes I'm fine with if we're getting the landing nailed every single time, and there's safe enough space to execute a touch and go. So, but just something to think about. This is another one of those little techniques that we'll start introducing. So you can keep landing the way you are, no problem with that.
Okay.
Your power off landing was actually really good. I mean, it was about as soft as my power on landing there, trying to demonstrate this technique. But yeah, what do you think of that? Do you have any questions on that, or is there?
No, that all made sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the problem with power, especially in smaller airplanes like this, is that, I mean, the Cardinal not so much compared to like the 172, but you'll just end up floating.
Yeah.
Any sort of power will just keep you in ground effect, and even if you touch down with power, a little bit of power, that's fine. But ideally we're going to be closer to power idle because that transitions the weight from being supported from the wings to supported by the wheels, which means better stopping distance.
Okay.
Alright, so if you want, we can do a short field takeoff from here, or we can do a full length, your choice, but your controls.
Alright, I'll do short field.
Alright. And if you want, you can make the radio call as well. We'll just say departing runway 28, departing to the north.
Alright. Clear on the left, I don't hear anyone, okay. Valkaria traffic, Cardinal 34287, departing runway 28 to the north. Valkaria.
Alright. So mixture's still set from the last time, so that's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead, flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Yep, 1200 out, carpet, landing lights and everything.
Okay.
Alright, so full on the brakes.
Alright, we got full on the brakes. Okay, and we go full power.
Yep.
Alright.
So just gently increase power. We'll check engine instruments are green.
Power is coming in. Alright, power is set. Engine instruments are green.
Alright, brakes release.
Brakes release, and here we go.
There we go, good job on the left rudder.
Okay, and airspeed is alive.
Yep.
And
50.
there's 50.
And 60. Rotate. There we go, climb away at 80.
Okay, I think I know what my problem was there on rotating. I slightly had my toes on the brakes as I was trying to rotate. That was making it difficult to rotate. Alright, and flaps are coming up. We're clear of obstacles.
Alright, and if you want, let's see here. Let's go ahead and I'll set it for you. Let's see, 132. 55.
Caution for increased bird activity in the vicinity of the airfield. NOTAMs, runway 27 left center line lighting non-standard, runway 27 left wheels out of service. VFR departures advise ground control your direction of flight, advise on initial contact with ATIS Golf. Melbourne International Airport, ATIS information, golf time 1253 Zulu 12707, visibility 10, sky conditions, few clouds 5,500. Temperature 270.24, altimeter 299.5, visual approach west op 27 left, 27 right, runway 23 in use. Approaches are being conducted to parallel and converging runways. Attention.
So that's good enough. We have information golf, winds are right down the runway, so perfect. If you want, you can go ahead and do the cruise climb config, so 25 by 25, and then turn us over towards radiation over there. Okay, air traffic Cardinal 34287 is a part of field to the west. Have a good day, Valkaria. And once we get to 1500, we can go 21, 23. Things happen quickly.
Yeah.
Especially with Valkaria being so close.
Colin Melbourne, say again. November 196, Melbourne ground. You are cleared to the Tango Romeo India Airport as filed. Maintain 2000. Expect 1000 within 10 minutes of departure.
Departure frequency 132.65, squawk 1513.
I'm going to make a waypoint for abandoned. Do you want to call him up, or do you want me to call him up?
Melbourne Tower, June Solar, Bookie 530, requesting full stop.
I think I'll do it.
Okay. So remember, we're over, sorry, radiation.
Radiation with echo.
Gulf.
Full stop.
Yep. Full stop north side.
The aircraft checking in with Melbourne.
Bookie 530, requesting
Full weight
drop, 9 left.
Alright, now do we need to
Yeah, we'll just
turn or something, do a circle here?
Right downwind for runway 27 right and report midfield downwind.
Report midfield downwind, enter downfield right hand side for 27 right, Bookie 530.
Experimental 196, Melbourne ground. How do you hear me?
That's fine, Raiden. Gulf.
It's Gulf now?
Yep, Gulf, yeah. I got it for us while we were flying out, so sorry about that. Yeah, so information Gulf, winds 270 at 72995 is the altimeter setting. Alright, and even though we're not quite over radiation, you can go ahead and call him.
Alright, Melbourne Tower, Cardinal 34287, over radiation at 2,500 with information Gulf, full stop.
287, where do you park at the Melbourne airport?
North side.
North side, please.
287, report to Melbourne Causeway, left base runway 27 right.
Report Causeway, runway 27 right, Cardinal 34287.
Good. Alright, so let's go ahead and get out the checklist. Alright, we'll do a bit of flying while we do this here. So before landing.
Alright, mixture's set.
Alright, mixture's good
Mixture's
where it was.
good.
Yeah.
Fuel selector, we're going to leave it on right both.
Yeah, which seems to have actually worked a little bit there.
Okay, seatbelts are fastened, flaps will set when we,
Yep. Prop high
prop
RPM.
high RPM.
And we can go reduce that to 19 inches.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and start turning towards the causeway there. There we go. And we can also just go ahead and apply carb heat too, since we're almost out of the white arc, but we'll definitely be in it once. Yeah. Good job, man. I like what I saw today so far.
Number 6 Alpha Alpha, there's traffic off your right front end and the right downwind. Watch for that traffic as you proceed on course.
Local 266 Alpha Alpha. Melbourne Tower, just on your Bookie 530.
Did you say 27 right? I mean, we could go 27 left.
He said 27 right, because we're going in the north.
Was it a touch and go?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Taxi back, please, Bookie 530.
Just making sure, because they always confuse it every time.
Yeah, I didn't write it down, but I do recall him saying 27 right.
For traffic on the right downwind, the Cherokee. You'll follow that Cherokee. Report him in sight when able.
Alright, and should we start slowing down, or is this good here?
287, Melbourne,
Yep.
how do you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear. Sorry about that, 287.
The traffic I was trying to tell you about is a Cherokee passing a beam to numbers on the right downwind. Watch for that traffic. You're going to follow them.
Looking for traffic 34287, and we're just approaching the causeway now.
Check flight aircraft calling Melbourne ground. Say again. Flight 631, runway 23 via Foxtrot Alpha. Bucky 65, Crescent Bucky 530, turn to base.
Turn to base, Bookie 530.
Oh.
Cardinal 287, just continue northbound until you have that traffic in sight. He's turning his right base now.
Traffic inside 34287.
287, you can maneuver for spacing to follow that traffic. Runway 27 right, clear land.
27 right, clear to land 34287. Alright, so let's go ahead here and slow down a little bit. So just pull some power and pull back the nose. We'll get in the white arc. Let's go flaps 10. Slow up to 90. Alright, that's good.
Terminal 196, did you copy the clearance at all?
And we'll go flaps 20.
196, roger that.
Go to
we'll
80.
Take that out of the system.
There we go. I have him there.
I see him now, okay.
And if we really wanted to, we could go flaps 30 and just fly 70. Kind of do like a pseudo slow flight as we turn final. There we go. So we can turn final now. Alright, watch the coordination there. Too much left rudder. There we go. Pitch for 70. Yep. There we go. And where are we aiming?
Okay, I'm aiming for the white markers there.
Okay, the
1,000 footers.
Yep. Alright, watch your speed.
Airport 21, you have permission on the movement there at your discretion all day.
All aircraft standby, controller changeover in progress.
Hey, Bucky 530, you can turn right at Quebec, taxi via Kilo Charlie.
And does it seem like we're kind of high?
Yep. So see how it kind of moved down?
275, Bucky 530.
So that's fine. Pull out some power and just pitch for 70. There we go. Alright, we're still a little high, so you can still pull out some power. Leave it just about there, and let's see what this does. Pitch for 70. Alright, let it come down.
Track 737, uniform, leaving Melbourne ground,
watch your
right,
speed.
taxi via Mike Kilo Charlie.
Getting out a little bit of power if it's getting above you, like that. There we go, a little bit of sink. That's fine. Alright.
Airport 21, roger.
Alright, round out here.
Yep, alright.
Reduce power?
Yep, gently, yeah, and just hold. A little bit more, there we go. Yeah.
3 at Alpha, ready for departure.
Alright.
Alright, and then just on the center line and apply some brakes so we can get off of Quebec.
Ground, 23 at Alpha, taxi via Foxtrot Alpha.
There we go. Alright, we're going to Quebec over here.
34287, right at Quebec, Kilo 1 to parking.
Quebec, Kilo 1 to parking, 34287.
Check flight 631, back taxi full length, 23 clear for takeoff, proceed on course south.
Back taxi 23 clear for takeoff southwestbound.
Alright, and once we get into the ramp, we're clear, right, left, center.
Way to company traffic inbound to Kilo 1.
Alright, once we get past the ramp, we'll go a little bit over here to the right side and we'll do our after landing.
Alright.
6124 Delta Melbourne ground, 27 right
good.
taxi via Mike Kilo Charlie.
Alright.
Okay, after landing, flaps retract, mixture lane. Landing light we can turn off. And
Check
carb
flight
heat
637
off.
Melbourne ground, 23 Alpha
Alright,
taxi
just turn
via
this guy
Foxtrot.
down. Alright.
Alright, clear on the left. clear right.
Alright, slow down just a little bit because we're taxiing around a bunch of people, especially in this area.
Right.
There we go. That's alright. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Good job, my friend.
All right.
That was really good.
All right. That landing felt better. Still a little bit hard, but.
You notice though, I'm not taking over the controls.
Yeah.
That's
good.
an accomplishment,
That's a good sign.
right? And it just gets better as you go along. So we've gone from the really smack it on phase to okay, we're getting there. We're more consistent, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm proud to say is that I haven't been scared yet in an aircraft with any of my students. So. Yeah, I remember when my landing used to register on the Richter scale.
Yeah. I've done some on X-Plane Flight Simulator that set off the ELT.
Oh, really? That's funny. That's so funny that they would actually do that.
Yeah.
Alright, wing's going to be clear.
Got enough room over there?
Yep.
Okay. And turning. Alright, straighten up the wheel there. Okay. Parking brake set. Shut down. Throttle 1200. Transponder's good.